Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a late one tonight, folks. It's midnight, but hey, I wasn't missing out on this. It's a lot of fun to do these with you guys. So here I am back in the late show with Dago. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you're all having a great night. Again, let's close it out the right way with all you amazing people. Let's get this show on the road, guys. Hello, hello, hello. How are we tonight? Welcome back,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome, Mom. Thank you for joining me. Great job tonight over at Salty's channel. That was amazing. You guys did great. I came in late, unfortunately. I got stuck over at Sarge's in a conversation. I was trying to talk out of it, and I just couldn't get it done. So when Sarge is passionate about something, he keeps going and going. I get it. I get it.
Was
So
it an intriguing good convo?
it it depends on who you ask.
Oh, Lord.
It was about the future of electric cars and things like that. And I could see both sides of the points that people were making. Miss Paula was in there and she was making good points too. And I'm so sorry, Miss Paula. I felt so bad. And he doesn't. The thing is with him, he does have Asperger's, and it's been proven that it gets him really riled up. You know what I mean? When he's passionate about something, he just can't let something go. And I love Sarge. He's very intelligent. He just he gets out there sometimes, and he doesn't. He apologized without even saying it. He doesn't say I'm sorry to people, but he'll say like, I don't mean to attack people. I'm just this and that. It is what it is. I don't know. Sarge is Sarge. It is what it is. I don't know. So anyway, I was trying to get through that conversation so that I could jump over to hers. And I keep getting confused on the time that she's actually live because I know she's on Central Time. I'm on Eastern Time,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to be 9 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and he was supposed to be done at 10. So it was all going to work right into it, right? I was on his show 9 to 10. He only goes an hour, and then Cletus had already dropped off of there, and the conversation got to rolling, and I was like, "Well, shit." Just saying. And then it went over like by 45 minutes, and I hurried up and jumped out and ran right over there, and she was almost done. It seemed like so. It is what it is.
Now, reading them documents, your eyes start to cross.
Of course, and it's a lot to take in too.
It is.
So, everybody on your way through the door, if you would, I left Kimber a link. I don't know if she'll be here or not. I don't know. I didn't seem the vibe over at Salty's when I jumped in seemed a little off. So I kind of scooted on out of there. Who knows? Not with you guys. You guys were great. Just with me. I didn't know if I was comfortable or what. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, it's a great show. It always is. Salty's very good at what she's doing and so on and so forth. So for those
You're always at home.
Huh?
You're always at home. Don't ever feel off.
Well, I don't know. It's just a vibe. That's all. And it's probably me. No big deal. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see who we got in here tonight joining us. I appreciate you guys so very much. It's a late show tonight. And we probably won't be in here too awful long. I want to be out of here at least by 2. I've been trying to stick to that. So this will be a shorter one than normal, but we will see what's going on tonight all over the globe. So it looks like Miss Lala's back in here. Of course, Mind of Monsters, the lovely Miss Mom is sitting up here next to me. I appreciate you very much. Our Whip, welcome. And Chenoweth, thank you for joining us tonight. Butterfly71, welcome back to you. Elizabeth Lander, great to see you tonight. Though Richard, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you tonight, bro. Miss Sherry Speaks, Miss Wisdom. I'm sorry, Miss Sherry Wisdom Speaks is in the house. Had that backwards. Sorry about that. Let me see. Debbie Clark, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Miss Paula, hello. Great to have you back in here tonight. Teresa S., welcome back with you. Mr. Bobby Old Dude, great to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mystery, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Sommer. I never could say that. Welcome back. Great to see you, dear. Gavin, what's going on, bro? Good to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, sir. Girl next door, welcome back, dear. Great to see you. Miss B. Williams, welcome back. I've seen you all over the place tonight, just following each other around. Great to have you here, though. Excuse me. Captain Jenks, what's happening, my brother? Good to see you tonight. So grateful to have you here. Wildfire, welcome back, dear. Good to have you here. Great to see you. As always, la la. I just like saying it. La la. Shay, welcome back to you. Great to see you, Miss Terry Martin. It's a late one for you, too. Hello. Great to see you tonight. Glitter is forever. Welcome back, dear. Good to have you here tonight. Doodlebug, my Doodlebug, always here no matter what. Great to see you tonight, Doodle. I hope you're feeling better, hun. Please get better. Dark versus light, hello to you. Welcome back. Great to see you tonight. Far Q, great to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Green Eyed PI, hello and welcome back to you. Miss Diana R, great to see you tonight. Ruby Slippers, hello. There's no place like a home. Hopefully this is your home here too. Great to have you here. Kaylee, welcome back. Great to see you tonight. Molly Drake, thank you for joining us, dear. Good to see you. Great to have you here. Let's see here. Groot. It is Groot. Groot's in the house. Miss Leslie, there she is. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you tonight. Great to have you guys here. I think I seen Trish somewhere in here. Did I or didn't I? Maybe not. There she is. Trish Crow. Welcome back. Great to have you. And gaboink. Hello, Miss Kimber, and welcome. Great to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. This is a late one. Oh, and she's gone. Okay, then. So be it. Sorry.
She
Karma.
deleted her damn phone.
Okie doke. Welcome back, Karma. Great to see you tonight. What the fox? What is going on, bro? Good to see you tonight. Great to have you here. Miss Heather, good to see you. Let's see here. Miss Alyssa, Miss Lissa. What the hell is that? Miss Lissa. Melissa Seegers, thank you for joining us. Great to see you tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. KCG, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Victoria Burgess, great to see you. Tina B, always a pleasure. Miss Jenny
Okay.
Phillips, it's been a minute. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
I hit the wrong button.
As you do, it happens.
She yeeted
Oh, you
herself.
gotta quit hitting them buttons.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Uh-huh. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, please don't take it personal. I just did not see you. But I will catch up with you down the road here shortly. I think that's holy hell. And all you people up there in the hallway there just kind of watching. Thank you so much for joining us as well. I appreciate that, guys. Please hit that like button. As you're standing there, or if you're sitting in here, please, 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 let's make YouTube happy so we can keep doing this all the time. And hit that notification bell just in case you haven't. That way you don't miss nothing we do. I appreciate that so very much. Welcome, Andy Rose. Good to see you. We now have a Kimberfoot in the house and an Andy Squatch. We got them both in the house together again. That's so awesome. Teresa S, great to see you tonight. I think I already said that, but hey, you get a twofer. Did I get everybody? I think I True Seeker, welcome. Tinsley, great to see you. That one's for you, Mom. And thank you for that. Gary Epley, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Naomi B, welcome to you. Marietta Rosser, welcome back. Great to have you here. Dandy Lioness is in the house. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Salty, good to see you tonight. Great show, by the way, as always. I don't think. Hold on.
What, JC? What are we guessing?
45
guessing
square.
things.
Welcome, Miss JC Ann. Good to see you. Genealogy Gypsy's in the house too. Welcome back, Genealogy. Good to see you. You know what, you guys? I think you guys are starting to rub off on me. My wife pointed this out to me today. These little southern accents that you guys are kicking out left and right. I started talking that way today. What's
I'm sorry,
that?
JC. He's talking Southern, Mom.
Just certain words. And she's like, when did you start saying it? Like, that's how she talks too. And her mom both, because they're both from Alabama.
Oh, she's from Alabama.
Uh-huh. And she's like, what did you just say? And I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I said, I repeated what I said. And she goes, nah, back up. Say it like you just said it. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, you just said this, and there was a twang on the end of what you said. And I went, no, there wasn't. She said, oh, yes, there was. I said, well, I know who to blame it on.
Yeah.
She was like, no, don't blame it on nobody. She goes, I think it's cute. Keep doing it. I said, I ain't doing it on purpose. Either way, whatever. Welcome, No Eyes. Good to see you tonight. Nicole 22.
An electric car set a police station on fire.
Yeah, we were going to look at that, I think, just to check it out. That's what these late night shows are about typically, is what's new in the news and what's going on around. That's so, let's see here. Tomboy, it's midnight. What are you doing in here? But thank you for joining us. These late ones usually aren't your thing.
She said she had to make dip.
Oh, well, I'm glad
What
I
kind
can
of dip?
Yeah, what
Who's
kind of
making
dip?
dip?
Midnight.
Holy shit, I'm hungry. Who's making dip?
Oh, Lord.
Tomboy was. I don't remember what kind of dip she said it was.
Fuck,
What
I'm
is
hungry.
true?
Jeffrey.
By the way, guys, make sure that you have that little dollar sign down there
Albert is true.
opened up so you can receive memberships because you never know when they're going to come floating your way. It looks like Miss Ann has gifted one out, and that went off to Tinsley. I'm sorry.
And
Congrats.
thank you for the gifted membership. Welcome to the sauce, Miss who? Welcome to the sauce.
Tinsley.
Anyway, Miss
And she has
Tinsley.
dolphins.
What are you doing?
Who has dolphins? Who's what?
Why all of a sudden are you talking like this when you're saying things?
Well, it's just like when you go so.
So.
Yeah, that.
She said churro dip.
Churro dip. Is that
I
sweet?
must Google it. I don't know.
Anyone out there know how to submit government contractors and know how to with it?
The dollar sign is at the very bottom of the chat. Just a little dollar sign inside of a square. Oh, speaking of which, hold on a minute.
I know nothing about submitting government contractors.
What the hell are we talking about that for?
Because Terry just asked if anyone out there knew how to submit government contractors and know how to with it.
Oh, yeah, I can't help you with that one, Terry. I'm sorry.
Pork
Yeah,
chops
probably
and
had to get a hold of the
applesauce.
fuzz.
How was that, Paula? Pork chops and applesauce.
Just being a raven. Hello. I got all you guys in here tonight. 100
I
and
can't talk like that. I know what you're trying to get me to do. Pork chops and applesauce. I
Pork
cannot
chops.
do it. I cannot do the sling blade.
pork chops. Oh. Well, there she is. I got the Dixie Chicks up here with me again tonight, guys.
Mustard and
okay.
biscuit.
You know some pork chops and applesauce? Oh.
How about some of them French fried taters? Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Fried potatoes. Fried potatoes, yeah.
That's what I had for dinner tonight.
Welcome to the sauce, Ann.
We had, yes, Ann.
Uh-huh.
That's what we had for dinner. We had fried pork chops. We had grilled barbecued. What the hell did I just say? Grilled barbecue. No, I'm lying. Grilled barbecued pork chops and then fried potatoes and then Brussels sprouts with bacon in them.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts. Y'all didn't eat no damn dinner.
So you ain't made no bacon and eggs yet?
I ain't making no bacon and eggs tonight.
It must not be a wine night.
No.
I ate sharp cheddar cheese and red potato salad, the little red taters for my midnight snack.
Ooh, no eyes. I love some fried taters and onions.
That's the best.
And some white beans. My daddy used to make the best white beans, and I can make them just like him. Nom.
Here we go again.
And some cornbread.
No, we're not going to talk about food. No.
Here we go again. Every damn time these late ones, it turns into a food talk for about an hour, and then we eat everything else.
Check this out right now. Check this out. I'm sitting outside under a full moon, almost. Tomorrow night's the full moon, but tonight it looks like the full moon. It's pretty cool because the clouds finally cleared. Kimber, the clouds finally cleared. Yay.
Oh my gosh. It's the Aussie Wobby Hooba Hobby.
Oh my God. You had to have been there. Yes. Whatever.
She was reading this stuff to me. It was like the Aussie
whatever that was called. Yeah.
I was like, say that 5 times
the
fast.
Strawberry moon? Or no, what was it? Oh my God.
The strawberry moon.
Yeah, strawberry moon.
It's the moon that welcomes people home.
Yeah, it welcomes people home. Isn't that cool? Like a cool little, like, come home missing. Maybe some missing people miracles will happen during this crazy full moon because I feel this crazy energy. Maybe that's what was wrong with me today. Yeah. I concluded once I walked outside and saw this, I was like, that explains it all. My mood the entire day and why shit bothered me.
Yes, it definitely will. Well, the full moon draws. I can't remember. I read this a while back. It draws the. How the hell did it say it? It draws the opposing energy away from you normally would have, or something like that.
Well, it can cleanse you. The full moon can be cleansing. Okay. There's just a whole lot to it. So yeah.
And it can also throw your chakra off.
Yes,
You
and then
ain't lying.
this comment right here that Dandy just said, on a fuller moon, animals are moving, stay in after dark. That is no lie. I saw four coyotes tonight, folks. 4.
No, Karma.
Yeah.
I'm not going on the porch.
Karma, tomorrow night is the full moon. So
yeah, and if you ask like first
it's almost the
responders,
full moon. So
yeah,
but
first responders and cops will tell you that
excuse.
People get crazy on full moons.
Yes,
like the first responders, their workload gets crazy, and the same thing for the police. They will all tell you it's crazy under full moons, but
I was never.
Some of these full moons don't bother me at all, and some really affect me. And I think this one, like, ugh,
I was never busier ever in my life than we were on nights that the moon was full. We were slammed every single night.
Who can Google right now? I can't sitting outside, but this is a strawberry full moon, but a full moon in what sign? Is it a full moon in Aries, full moon in, Capricorn? What the hell's going on? What is that? Yeah, well, it should tell. I don't have my shit in front of me to look, so.
And yes, today was summer. Today was the beginning of
summer
summer, which is
solstice.
the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. So the sun did not set until 8:07 here tonight.
Sagittarius, it's in my sign tonight or tomorrow.
Awesome. Okay, the trap. Okay, I see you, full moon.
Let's see here.
Makes me want to wonder.
Misty Day, my mama worked at a nursing home, and she said that it was crazy at the nursing home. She was a nurse, and she said it was those old people were crazy at the nursing home when it was.
They probably get agitated easily, huh?
Oh, girl, they wouldn't just get agitated easy. They'd be like walking them down the floors.
They get sundowners too, some of them, and
sundowners is real, right, Dago? I've never heard anybody else say that term. That's
oh
my God, it's so real. My papa had sundowners bad, so
my grandmother did too, very badly.
Well, my mama was in the hospital. They had to take one of her kidneys out because she had liposarcoma of the kidney. But the nurse was like, "Oh, she's just got sundowners," and I'm like, "Oh no, she doesn't have sundowners. If you just take that morphine pump away from her, she'll be all right."
Yeah, that sundowners is something else. That's Alzheimer's.
My grandmother, I'm not kidding, folks. It was like literally like Jekyll and Hyde. As soon as it would get dark, she was happy as could be, happy Southern woman from the hills of Virginia, out with her plants, loving the sun, blah blah blah. I'm not lying to you. The sun would go down and it would flip a switch, and she was just like, rah. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy because my grandpa was the same way. He was, but what sundowners is a part of Alzheimer's disease.
Yes. And that's what my grandmother died from.
When they reach a point where they are pretty okay during the day, but once the sun goes down, something happens, right, chemically in the brain, and shit goes south. And so my papa would be up all night doing very crazy things. Archie Bunker was a show he watched all the time when I was a kid, right, growing up. So he would tell me from time to time that Archie Bunker was standing behind his bedroom door. This would go on. So there was different things. He told me a whole story one night about something that was going to go down, and I was like, oh my God, he's talking like this is as if this has happened before, and he's reliving it, and it kind of scared me, but I didn't know what to make of it. I'm not going to share it here, but anyway. But one night he walked into my room because I lived with him. I took care of him, and he had quit smoking probably 30 years before that, and drinking. My papa drank all my life, but he was like a happy-go-lucky, never did no harm kind of person that drank beer. And so he stopped drinking, though, years before that. So he walked into my room this one night, and he asked me if I had cigarettes. And he could see them right there, and I was like, "Well, yeah, because I'm not lie to my grandpa ever." And I'm like, yeah." He's like, "Well, give me one. I don't have any." I said, "You don't have any?" He said,
Mm-hmm.
"No." He said, "I can't find them." I said, "Okay." And dude, he walked over, he took one, he lit it, and stood there and smoked it like it was 30 years ago, and talked to me like my pawpaw did 30 years ago.
That
And
is
I rolled with it. I didn't make a big deal about it. I let the
you
moment
can't.
happen. That's all you can do.
Yeah, you
And
can't make a big deal about it.
he put it out and never asked for another cigarette again.
My grandmother
Right?
did the same damn. This is so weird that you're saying this. My grandmother was a recovering alcoholic for like
Yeah.
35 years. She hadn't touched a drink, right?
Yeah.
They had alcohol in their house, okay, because the guy she was married to drank, blah, 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 whatever. They had a bottle of Jack Daniels and always kept, I think, a 6-pack of Budweiser of all beer. But anyway, but she never touched it. She had no problems with it, nothing, okay? That happened to her once. And it was the same, twice it happened. It was the same situation. The sun goes down, she comes in, and she always did weird things. Like, she would like take all the clothes out of her drawers and refold them all and like hang everything up. And then she would take, one time she took all of the clothes out of her drawers and washed them all, dried them all, and put them all back in the, I mean, it was just strange things like that. But this night,
I got up and would find everything out of the freezer just sitting around.
yep. And so she went in one night under the sink is where they kept their alcohol, the hard stuff. And we're all sitting in there. We had dinner. She starts doing the weird things, walking around and pacing. And she yelled for my dad, of all people, my stepdad. She's like, "Mike, come on in here. Join me." And we were like, "What the hell's she doing?" And he goes, I hear him walk in and he goes, "Irene, what are you doing in here?" And my mom, she goes, "Mike, what's going on?" And she goes, Harry's like, "Ruthie, you might want to come on in here for a minute." She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 shot glasses lined up with shots in them, and the whole 6-pack of beer sitting on the table. She opened 3 of the cans, and my mom come in, and my mom was way more dramatic than my dad. And she's like, "Mom, what the hell are you doing?" And blah, blah, blah. "You calm down, or you go sit down and you mind your business, and blah, blah, blah. Unless you're going to join me." What? I'm not lying. She took all the shots. She picked up 1 beer, drank it like a man on a hot Sunday afternoon cutting the grass, threw it away, and started drinking another one. My mother took it from her. You would have thought World War III started. And it was weird because then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this was so strange. I think the shots has hit her. She's like, "I'm so tired." And my mom said, "All right, Mom, well, you need to go lay down," so on and so forth. She went to bed. We cleaned everything up. My mother was scared to death because she was on medications and stuff, and she didn't want all that interacting. But she's fine. She woke up the next day, had no recollection of it, had no idea what happened, and never did it again like that, ever. The only other time she did it was as her Alzheimer's progressed. She was on Social Security, and she had a pension from Packard Electric, and she made decent money. She ended up having to live with my aunt when it got worse because she started doing strange things that were like dangerous to her health. And so one day my aunt went to work. My grandmother got up. She had gotten her Social Security check or whatever that day. She called a taxi and she went to the bank because she never did the bank card. She withdrew her money from the inside of the bank and had that taxi take her to a bar she used to go to a long time ago.
Yep.
It changed over, but it was still the same bar. And she sat in there all day long.
They revert back to what they used to know, and that's where their memory goes. And, when Pawpaw walked in one night or called me in there one night, and he's like, "Go to the corner and get me some beer." And I looked at my mom, and she looked at me, and she's like, "You better do it." And I looked at him. He's like, "Go get me some beer." And he handed me some money. and he wanted his old Milwaukee. Okay, and he liked to put the salt on the fucking rim of that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
And so I brought it back. He drank one beer, and the rest stayed in the fridge. Right? It's
Yeah.
just crazy how they just do. So I feel for people who go through it. I went through it a lot. And I'll give you some advice. If you are dealing with somebody really with been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and you're like, what do I do? Reach out, because there are organizations in your community. I reached out to
Yeah.
my grandmother on my dad's side suffered from this, and my dad and my uncle dealt with it. I really did not. But on my grandfather and my mom's, I did deal with it. He passed away at home with me at his side. So I took care of him through the whole thing, but I didn't know what to do. So I reached out to the local Alzheimer's Association. And when I went there, they had a free library, and they gave me all kinds of material, including what was called at the time the Alzheimer's Bible. And it was like all these things. And I even joined an online support group for the small things. The red light on the coffee pot bothered my grandfather to no end. He did not like it on. He would go turn that pot off no matter when I made that pot of coffee, he's going to turn it off because of that freaking light. So what am I going to do? I can't go buy one. Every time I try to go buy one without the light, they got a stupid light. Black tape. I learned that from the support group because somebody else was experiencing the same thing with these odd lights and things like that. That's how they just don't like it. And so they were like, put black tape over it. And when I did that, he could no longer see that damn red light, and it no longer crossed his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that is what you need when you're dealing with this. So I encourage you to reach out if you are, and get what the help you need to help you along.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was both my grandparents on my dad's side, they had to go to the nursing home. My grandmother had a major stroke, and my grandfather, then he went after her because he had the Alzheimer's and he totally lost it. So he went after her.
Well,
And,
it can happen.
and my
Mhm.
mother, well, he was already losing it before my grandmother had her stroke,
Yeah.
but he went after her. And then, of course, my mom stayed a nurse as long and while they were still living. She nursed down there until they both passed away. But every night, mom would come home, and we would wait till daddy got home. And mom goes, we're going to have to go back to the nursing home tonight. I'm like, yep. And as soon as the sun went down, the phone rang. We went down there every night because my granddaddy was rip roaring and tearing up them halls, ready to do something.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let my grandmother eat. He wouldn't let him feed her one night. Mama went down there so she could feed him. He went in that room, and she goes, why are you feeding her? Mom said, get your ass out of here, Jake. Mama talked to him. Mama tell him. He'd be like,
Well,
okay.
they only will recognize certain people.
Yeah, he recognized mom because
Yeah,
mom was
that's what
there
I'm
every
saying.
day.
That's why that's why that was able to happen,
And
because
he
yeah,
recognized daddy, but he gave my poor daddy hell
yeah,
because
there's some people
my
they do
daddy's brother
no.
lived in
Mm-mm.
Georgia, and he recognized us sometimes, but he was so in and out of it. But
It's a very interesting
it is.
damn
It's
disease.
very sad. It's very
It's
sad though. It's very
you
sad.
know what though, treatment's come a long way. I hope that they continue to make progress, and they know what happens. Um, it's just how we fight it. You know what I mean? How do we make that
Tell you,
stop?
I'll tell
So
you what. They gave my grandmother. My grandmother had it. She lived with it. Well, it's not healthy, but like functionally for
right,
over 10 years, guys. And they gave her something. She took Ativan a long time, okay, and then she got off of it when she left the scenario she was in. They put her on something, and that's when it really kicked in hard. She was in multiple abusive relationships after she was married to my biological grandfather, and it made it worse. So it kicked it up in gear. But they gave her this medication. I cannot tell you what it is to save my life, but it slowed the progressive down. She had Alzheimer's, something dementia. Okay, it was a combo of both.
so what it is there's two at the top from the say the light 90s, early 2000s throughout. There was one medication. I'm sorry, I'm outside in a 18-wheeler. Some shit was going by slow.
Oh, you're all right.
Background noise. But there was a medication out, and by the time, okay, so my grandfather was on the very first one. And then when the second one came along, he went on that one to do what you just said. It slows the progression. At the time, that's what these drugs were designed to do, is the best to their capabilities at the time. But there were some side effects to these drugs, and I didn't know of all of them. And what the second one, I can't remember the names of them either, Dago. I wish I could. I want to say Plavix or Paxil, but it
Yeah.
wasn't Paxil.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Paxil is not. That's an
And it's
No,
not.
no. The other one you said, I think
No,
it's
no. Plavix. Plavix is a
heart,
Plavix is a blood thinner.
blood pressure, blood
oh,
thinner.
yeah.
Blood
Yeah,
thinner.
It's
you're
something
Plavix is a
else. I
blood
can't
thinner.
remember. There's two different ones from the early days. But anyway, so my grandfather was on that second one, and I really wasn't seeing a difference, but I don't know how to gauge that, right? I just don't know the progression of the disease and how quick all this stuff's going to happen. But he would sit up on side the bed, and his nose just like took off running, like it poured like a faucet. Like I'm not even shitting you, it would just pour. So
wow.
I finally he kind of like was out of it one day, so I called an ambulance, and they took him to the hospital. When I finally got him to get to admit him, I told the doctor, I was like, "This is what's happening." He's like, "Oh, that's a side effect from that medication." I was like, "What?"
Okay.
He's like the Alzheimer's medication we have him on it was like the trial shit run on that second one. He's like, that is a side effect from it. They had
Wow.
to, yeah, and so you have to. It's and I know they've had advancements since then with those medications. I've kept up with a lot of it. Amyloid plaque buildup gets in there, and that's what causes the Alzheimer's effect of the dementia and everything. And
Right.
it's how do you counteract that and destroy that without, so I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure it out one day. Until then, we're just gonna have to be crazy. And I got, I warn my kids, if it starts to happen, it's okay. Just do what you gotta do.
Something horrible. Donald Sutherland died.
I know. Oh my God.
I
I
love that
saw
guy.
that. I did too. I like his son too. I like Kiefer, but
Kiefer.
Mom,
They're
are you
both
still
very
here
good
with
actors.
us?
Mom just listened to us rattle.
Well,
Yep, I'm right here.
I just want to make sure you're still here and able to speak.
Yeah, I'm listening, man, and I'm over here helping Paula, man, chat. All these nice people
Yeah,
coming
Paula,
in.
I got your email, Paula, and thank you. I will. We can't do it tonight because Brandy's not in here, and that's how we work that whole system. But I'll get you through that tomorrow, and you'll be all set. And I promise. And no worries. Don't worry about stress about anything. You do whatever you can do the best you can, and that's all you got to worry about. Don't ever worry about that. Okay.
So yeah, I'm not going to stay up long. I got to take my son to the doctor early in the morning. So I'm going to go here in a minute. But yeah, we missed you earlier, Dago. You came in late.
I came
So
in late. I got stuck. I went over to Sarge runs his show for an hour. It's from 9 to 10. He likes when I come over there. I got a link. I went over there and I was sitting there, figured 9 to 10. That'll be perfect. And then I always I don't know why I can't get this in my head. For some reason, I keep thinking because you're on Central Time that your show starts at 10 o'clock and it starts at 9 o'clock. So I'm like, I got everything under control. I'm good to go. No. So anyway, the problem is that he ran over by 40 minutes because he got into this crazy conversation about electric cars and so on and so forth. And I was trying to get out of the conversation and I couldn't. So as soon as he ended, I ran to you and I'm like, well, shit, she's about done. How you doing, JB? And I was like, well, so anyway, I missed it all, but I'm going to watch it in the morning on the replay. What I caught was very good. So
yeah,
as always, it's always very interesting. I get locked into it listening to you guys talk about it. So I'm telling you, it's something. I think documents is where it's at for me. Like I explained it, it's like when somebody writes a book and then they put a movie out after the book, or and you got to read the book because the book is so much better than the movie. And it's like that with the documents. You watch the news or whatever they put out on it. It's okay, but if you go back and read the documents, it's there's so many little things that are left out, and other things it's so much better. You know what I mean? So
Thank you,
Yeah,
JB Gunner.
I guess folks like, drama and electric cars better. I don't know.
it was not something I
Not,
wanted, but I couldn't just shut it off. You know what I'm saying? I was right in the
yeah.
middle, kept
No,
going.
I
And I'm
get it. I'm just full moon and all. Sorry, I'm sitting
but
outside
I
of
wanted
this
to
full
be there.
moon.
I wanted to be. Oh no, wait! Didn't somebody yell or say something about a fire? I'm trying to find this and I can't find it.
A fire where?
Paula did. There was a electric car set a police station on fire in Idaho.
Oh,
Okay.
the police. What? What?
Hold on a minute.
Dago, JB Hunter said, just got here, link.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on a minute.
I'm trying.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure something out.
Do you see where the police station in Idaho burned down tonight from an electric car? Wish I'd have known that earlier. What's that?
Well, I saw something about a fire. Electric. I saw something about something, but I didn't look at it hard. What is it? The police station burned down. What? Facts, please. Facts.
Right. Hold on a minute. 10 months ago is the only one I can find.
I don't own an electric car. My husband won't let me buy an electric car. I don't want to buy an electric car.
I think I would. Fuck it. Just plug that bitch in and go. There's little stations popping up all over the place around here. I'm like, well, why not? It's obviously getting very convenient.
My husband said, "Oh no."
So sometimes my son will be like, my other son will be like, you seen the price of gas? I'm like, I really don't look. I gotta buy that shit anyway.
My husband says, "Oh no, no, no." He can't work on them.
Well, I get that because my family, I thought dudes were supposed to work on their car, like until I grew up and realized not all dudes did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like shocked. I was like, oh, but no, where I come from, that's what you did. You just fixed your shit in your backyard.
Well, my husband, that's what he does every day for work. He's a mechanic.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, exactly.
If he can't work on it, we don't buy it.
No, he grew up old school. He learned that shit in the backyards, many a backyards, I'm sure.
And now he does it for a living. So
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get why he wouldn't. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
hey, you could do one of those hybrids, girl. Like you takes both, right? That'd be safe.
Yeah, we've talked about a hybrid, but he goes, he won't let me get rid of my Outlander because when my son bought his Kia Soul, I was like, oh, look, there's a Jeep. I want a Kia Soul. I want this. And he's like, you're not trading the Outlander now.
When I was doing work with the NFT group, this one guy I knew was an artist, but anyway, he lived out in Nebraska, but he had an electric car. And he had this cutest little fucking teardrop camper. And I love a good camper, especially a little teardrop. Well, he had showed me pictures of it in our Discord and everything, but he would go camping and travel in that car. So I asked him, I was like, well, dude, how do you stop and plug in when you run out of juice? What's going on here? He's like, well, we have this map and we can map out where we go, where we stop and how long it takes and blah, blah, blah. You do all these things. And now in town, we have these new gas stations popping up, and the 76 station did, and they got this whole setup for charging stations. And another one's popping up and another one. I was like, wow. And it was like they're everywhere now. It's like I don't know what's going on. I guess people are liking them, but I'd take one, hell, just to get around for a little bit. I live way out, so I don't know if it would work for me. I don't know. But depends on how fast I could go.
Yep. I found it.
Did you find it? How fast does a battery powered car go, y'all? Like an average costing one.
Price, you mean?
How fast will it go? I don't need
I'm
a
sure it goes normal
butter.
speed. It would have to
they
go
go-
normal
Well,
speed.
what is your normal speed? Like the speed limit? 55?
Oh yeah,
Or-
yeah. They go above that. They run up to. My neighbor has 2 Teslas. They run 90, 120 miles an hour. Just
No, I'm
depends.
not talking about no damn Tesla. I ain't buying no Tesla. Any other kind but a Tesla. Anybody
I
know?
don't know. I don't know of any other type but Teslas, and the trucks. I think that's the only ones I've heard of.
Terry,
Uh-uh.
hold on, Terry. Maddie's mom.
Thank you, Mom.
I'm furious with Maddie's mom, and the
What's
reason I'm furious. Hold on, just let me handle this one. Terry, I'm furious with Maddie's mom because of the fact that that abuse. The picture started when she was 8. At 8, they were together for 7 years. So those pictures started when she was 8. You cannot tell me that Jennifer Soto did not know something. So Jennifer saw those signs. There were signs. There had to be signs. And Jennifer saw those signs. So those signs were right in front of Jennifer. So she saw those. She was a mother and she saw those signs. Her job was to protect her daughter, and she did not. So now it's time for us to help get justice for Maddie.
the only thing I can say to that is you can feel that way. But the only that bothers me is what she told the police in the documents about where she was that morning, which was at home. She did not see her daughter. She did not hear her daughter. She heard voices in the kitchen, but cannot confirm if one was her daughter's. But when she went on the news and was interviewed, she told everybody she saw her daughter that morning getting dressed, getting ready for school, and they dropped her off at the church. So, anyway, we are going to continue our document read and we'll keep everything we talk about based on the documents. And I think there's going to be a lot of things coming that are uncomfortable to accept.
Oh
To
yeah,
deal. And so,
definitely.
if you do come into my stream, it's warning. There's sensitive things talked about, and we're trying to do it respectfully and keeping Maddie's memory and protecting her at the same time, because the little girl's been through enough,
Mm-hmm.
and the way it all ended is tragic. And so we're trying to be super respectful of her, and I'm very protective of Maddie in the case. But I respect your opinion on Jennifer. You are, it could be,
Entitled, yeah.
she could be just a very naive woman who missed all the red flags. Could be.
Yeah,
But the fact that
absolutely.
she lied to the police, or she either told the police the truth about not seeing her daughter that morning, or she lied in that TV interview and told everybody she did.
Yeah, very much so.
So I don't know. Everybody's welcome
Oh
to take their own
no.
thoughts from the documents is what we're doing. So you're welcome to do that too.
Right, I'm not running an open panel tonight, guys. I'm just having the
Yeah, I'm about to hop down anyway. I gotta go.
the mods
Like I
up here
said,
tonight. That's why I'm not running a regular link. My apologies. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just these two up here. That's all.
yeah. All right, you guys have a good night. If y'all want
Thank
to
you,
join
Sophie.
in
Great,
on the
great
next read,
job.
I'll let
Good night.
it'll be posted when we do the next one. So yeah,
Sounds
if you want
great.
to
Thank you
join,
so much.
you'll figure it out. All right. Good night, everyone.
Night, Salty. I'll
Have
call
a
you
good night.
tomorrow, honey.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.
All right, guys. Let's see what this is all about real quick.
I think
Oh,
Terry sent you
Fire
I think
investigators.
Terry sent you a video, Dago,
She
that
did.
she's wanting
She
you to
did.
play.
I was trying to find it in my email
Oh,
earlier.
okay.
sitting back here.
Said an e-bike caused the Coeur d'Alene Police Department storage building to burn down back on June 9th. The Idaho State Fire Marshal's office said that a fire pattern analysis showed a catastrophic failure of the lithium-ion battery pack from a recently acquired police e-bike. The building housed police equipment, computer equipment, and several police vehicles. The fire also ruined several police vehicles next door, including police motorcycles. They say, though, the fire is ruled as an accident.
I'm muted, first of all. Thank you, Captain Jenks. Appreciate that very much, my friend. More than you know. 1 second here. What is this? Okay, so I've been getting emails today. I've gotten a few of them about the interview that was done. Was it night before last with Seth Rogers and Tony? Has anybody? Have you seen that, Kimber or Mom?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I was told that a lot of people are approaching me with the same thing, saying that's made them think different things. I've never watched it.
TikTok or?
Huh?
Is it a TikTok or
TikTok?
on here?
No, it's an interview that was done with Banfield.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I had no clue until earlier today, but I've gotten like 4 emails on it. I just saw another one.
I hadn't even seen nothing on Twitter about it.
Neither did I. Jerry, I'm trying to see if I can see this email.
She said she sent it again, Dago.
Okay, the only one I can find is the JAC one. Or wait, is it? Does it have Joe Biden on it? About building secret facilities. Is that what you're talking about, Terry? Hey, Kathy, good to see you tonight. Thank you, Mom.
Very, very welcome.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I found it. Yeah, I've been told to check this interview out today 5 different times. So I don't know what's so different about it, but maybe we'll look at it. I don't know. Let's see what this is here. Terry sent me first, and we'll go from there.
Well, we have a saying on this show: the conspiracy theories are just.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I play this? Okay, I should be all right.
6-month spoiler alert for what's to come. And there's no shame in raising these questions. So here's one for you. With over 30 million,
Fair use.
3 million illegal immigrants that have poured across the border during Biden's presidency. And the federal government is building massive facilities that can sleep tens of thousands of individuals all across the country. You probably haven't heard about these large facilities, have you? Well, why are they being built? Who are they for? We might finally have an answer. Listen.
It's not for these illegals, especially let's go off the numbers that they're telling us that there really are. They're saying, what, 11 million? In reality, I can tell you right now, with talking to all of the agents that I've talked to, private sector, looking at the cameras and all the real data, we're over 30 plus million who've actually entered this country.
Yep.
And so even with that, even though that's enough to replace about 36 states population, why would they need to continue to do that if they're trying to absorb these guys, make them productive members of our society, get them into housing, because we know that there are already housing projects being coordinated with builders, again, with our money. I believe it's to kind of like what Nazis did with the Jews, concentration camps, processing facilities. They're going to need somewhere to process the dissidents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not for illegal immigrants. Who is it for? Dissidents? We're going to unpack this with former 24-year veteran of the Customs and Border Protection, J.J. Carroll, who did this interview as part of his new documentary, Treason, scouring the country right now. And you just keep bringing unbelievable revelation after unbelievable revelation as part of this story. And I think, again, most Americans have no idea what is going on, and it's being absolutely kept from the American people right now. And JJ joins us once again here on the show. Great to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Clayton. And thank you for talking about this documentary, because as I travel the nation, I have a very, I believe I'm an expert on this topic. However, when you talk to people, and I have interviewed multiple people from all different levels of ability to get intelligence gathering data, it's fascinating to me and shocking at the same time when I speak to people that are very compartmentalized, meaning they focus on child sex trafficking. They talk about the gang members. They talk about facilities, and you get deep in that rabbit hole. Really, it's a rabbit hole. You're like, I didn't know it was this deep. I didn't know it was this broad. I didn't know it was this malicious. And you played this clip from someone I interviewed this past weekend. Her name is Christy Hutcherson, and she runs an organization called Women Fighting for America. But her background was federal contracting, and more specifically, abroad, but specifically, she worked on forward operation bases, FOBs, in military war zones, where she would put up these giant soft-sided facilities, water, food, et cetera, et cetera. So we're talking tens of millions, if not billions of dollars, right, that have transferred from her company, which she no longer is a part of, but she has access to all the bid contracts. So I'm interviewing her. And like I said, I have a few
calls for a minute.
Yep.
Somebody said, and I don't know if there's any truth to this or not.
I just saw it. I was looking it up right now.
You go on the scanner?
I'm trying to.
It's his scanner K9 unit just requested. I don't know. I don't know who Quisley Beers is, so.
Is it Hendersonville PD?
No, it'll be Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
Sumner County? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right. I'm looking. Thanks, Quisley.
But they could be
very good understanding of.
Sorry, they could be what?
They could be, on a secure channel too.
Yep, that is that. Yep. All right. Keep watching this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What the hell's going on in America under this immigration invasion? But when I speak to people that are very dialed in on very specific areas, I'm shocked. And she tells me, and I didn't know this because I don't have access to it. She has access to the federal database where you can go on a website and there are endless bids for contracts from whatever. But she's focusing in on, she says to me, there's bids for detention facilities being built in all 50 states in America. And I said, okay, hold on a second. Say that again. She says, okay, I can go into a database because my company used to bid on all this. And I bid overseas, international contracts. Very, very intelligent woman, very, very connected. And she says, I go in the database, JJ, and there's detention facility bids to build individual detention facilities in every state in the union. And then she goes on to say to me, well, JJ, who do you think they're built for? Are they built for all the illegal aliens or the unaccompanied alien children? Of course not. And she has a point, right? Because
you would think, right? So that's where I was confused. I would have thought, okay, they're building all of these detention facilities across the United States for a purpose, illegal immigrants. But no, right? Because as your data has suggested, most of these ICE facilities, right? Can you talk about that, are completely empty?
Yes. Well, they are completely empty. I talked to my buddies in Texas and in San Diego, and I talked to my ICE supervisors, and they tell me, JJ, they're empty. So you're talking anywhere from 30 to 40,000 beds across America, mainly on the southern border, right, are empty. Well, why are they empty? Because we have massive catch and release. Let me explain what this looks like. In the old days, right? The old days, Clayton, 3.5 years ago, not 30 years ago, when I got someone that was special interest alien, deported felon, whatever, I didn't release them. I sent them to an ICE holding facility, and they went and they waited there a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever it was, to go in front of the judge, find deported, or found to be guilty of reentry as a felon. Then they spent time in federal prison, and then they would be deported. So we had all this bed space. But now, if I get someone that's a deported felon, I know this is going to be hard for people to believe. I arrest someone that's a deported felon now, I'm releasing them. I'm releasing them on the street. So you go from arresting people 3 years ago, setting up for deportation and prosecution, goes to, we call it a camp space in an ICE facility, and then that individual goes to the court system and then is ultimately deported after he or she serves her time.
You're fine. And that DV
gets arrested by the Border Patrol. They quickly vet them, and then release them.
in Clarksville did not end well today.
I'm going to mispronounce it. Kurdistanians, 8 of them across the border were vetted and released. Now we find out they were actually ISIS terrorists. ICE had to go find them. All 8 of them, I believe, entered together, but all 8 of them didn't stay together. They went to Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and New York. So what Ms. Hutcherson is saying is in coordination with what I know.
Did you say Clarksville too?
Yeah, but that was a DV, Dago. That DV didn't end well, I don't think. I think I got a news thing about that earlier. That was a DV.
Oh, okay. Jesus. All right then.
Is you have 40,000 beds. Why would you need more? Mayorkas continues to go in front of Congress and demanding, I need more money for ICE beds. And they say to him, sir, you have no one in them. I'll give you an example. San Diego sector has like a 2,000 bed, soft-sided, hard-sided facility. The last I checked was 6 people in there.
People better wake up. People better wake up. I mean, he's before Congress. He's sitting before Congress demanding more money from Congress to build more beds. And they've been built, and they're all empty. They're all empty. Yes. I mean,
because we don't hold people anymore.
It's a good thing your documentary is called Treason, because this is treason. I mean, this is exactly what this is. What money does he need? And then what are these detention facilities being built for, as she was talking about, in all 50 states? I mean, we're talking millions of beds across the United States. For whom?
Yeah, well, and she says in this interview, they're for dissidents, American dissidents. And she's right, because I know how that sounds, Clayton. I know when I say this out loud, like you and I talked about this before, I have an inner voice and I'm like, oh God, I got to say this out loud. But it's true. So if I'm telling you that our federal government is building detention facilities across America, and therefore people that dissent, meaning people that don't want vaccines, people that are J6ers, people that are creating militias, and you go, oh, JJ, you're insane. And I push back to you. Let's go back 20 years to present day. Are you telling me this is more insane right now, what I'm talking about, than if I told you prior to 9/11, someone's going to fly planes into a building, they're going to fall down, no one's going to believe it, then we're going to use weapons of mass destruction, we're going to go into the Middle East, we're going to be in a war for over 20 years, we're going to spend $4 trillion, thousands of men and women are going to die, American soldiers, tens of thousands are going to be brutalized in their brain and physically destroyed with limbs and burns. The government's going to create a bioweapon. Our government with China is going to release it onto America and the world. Then they're going to lie to us and not tell us where it went. Then they're going to make us wear masks, stand 6 feet apart. They make this out of whole cloth. Then they're going to admit to it. And then they're going to force us all to get vaccines. And millions of people are dying or being injured by that vaccine. Then I'm going to use another one. I'm going to go in front of Congress. I'm going to tell you that the border is secure, as video of millions of people are coming across. I just laid out 3 insane scenarios. And you're telling me that this is more crazy than those 3 that I told you?
I mean, JJ, you're nowhere near as crazy as I am. I could give you a list of 20 right now that we cover on our show. Yes. You want to go back to the Oklahoma City bombing? I mean, I could go on and on and on for the level of lies that our government has told us and put forth a public narrative, and behind the scenes, they're crafting something incredibly nefarious right now. I mean, it doesn't sound crazy to me at all. And I think you have large militias that are coming together across the United States right now who are preparing. I mean, we've been covering this on the show. I mean, we're talking 80, 100,000 Americans who are preparing right now for what's coming. So they're building these large facilities. Can you speak to some of the specifics of these facilities, and who's facilitating this? Is this Department of Homeland Security? Is it Department of Defense? Is it NGOs with the help of with Mayorkas at the Department of Homeland Security? How is this coming together? What do these facilities look like?
I think they're going to look like just the facilities that we're seeing where the children are being held in, those FEMA camps. That's what they're building. They're building FEMA camps. The way she explains to me was like the way she set up, her company would set up forward operation bases in military zones where they'd go in, barbed wire fences, soft-sided, those big white tents that come across. We see the videos. We see it in Hollywood movies where you can put 5, 10, 15,000 people in and just jam them into quarters.
And I should point out, to your point, she's not making this up. This was her job, and she's seeing the bids coming through in the contracts. So this is not fantasy.
No, this is not. This might happen. This is happening. Now we come to the crossroads. Do you believe that your federal government has your best interest? It's simple as that. Do you believe our government is malicious and nefarious? Look what they're doing to January 6ers. Look at that. But think of it on a massive scale. We don't have to go back far in history. They interned Japanese Americans in camps. So you're telling me this government, the government that's been lying to you for decades, is now all going to be kumbaya and they found God and they're going to do righteous things? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They locked you in your houses for months on some BS COVID stuff, right? COVID was real, but they locked you in your houses. What happens when we rise up and go, I'm not staying in my houses? Oh, you're not? National Guard, martial law, round them up. So I have a woman that I think is highly intelligent, very, very successful, has made a lot of money in her business, and now is devoting her life to fighting the federal government and exposing the truth. And she's telling me, JJ, this is for dissidents. When I talk to experts, and then I fact check that expert, and I talk to other experts, and they validate, I cannot logically listen to someone like that and then dismiss her. No, you don't know what you're talking about. No, she obviously knows what the hell she's talking about, Clayton. Look, the more I go on this journey, called with me and Ryan Madden, my business partner on this documentary called A Journey, I am absolutely shocked at what I learned. I send you stuff, right? As I come back, I send you and I tell you, Clayton, I know this is going to sound crazy. This is what I uncovered. I know it's bizarro world, but it is. I mean, this week I sat and talked to multiple people that have intimate access of child sex trafficking. So grotesque that I go home after these trips and I literally have to figure a way to decompress my brain from what I'm hearing.
What's amazing to me is you've been on the front lines for 24 years on the border.
I looked into the whole canine thing, and my understanding is that they're running on another channel right now, so there's nothing coming across. So sorry, guys.
The thing in Clarksville was a DV. One was injured and one was killed.
Domestic violence, and it turned out like that?
Yeah.
Good God.
It was domestic. It was a domestic thing. So yeah. Well, I don't know if it was domestic violence. It was domestic. One injured, one killed.
That's sad. Jesus.
Yeah. I looked it up.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess let's finish this up.
Stuff that you've seen is horrific. And the fact that you need to come home and decompress from what you're now hearing is incredibly disturbing.
Look, Clayton, I come home. Literally, this is how it goes. I spend 3 or 4 days filming, interviewing, going to areas, talking to whistleblowers. And when I'm flying home, I'm exhausted, but I'm so amped up because I'm trying to process what I learned and then trying to sift through and intellectually go through what I've been told and say, okay, is this true? Okay, how do I fact check this? And then, dear God, it is true. Okay, how am I going to articulate this to America? And then in my brain, I know that this is just a personal talking point, but I personally think, God, I have to go down this road again, right? I have to go on national TV or huge podcasts like yourself and say the crazy out loud, right? I have to say like I wrote it in my book, Invaded. I had to write crazy stuff, knowing that it was factually true and the data said this will happen down the line. And everything I wrote, everything I've been saying is factually true. I mean, Clayton, go back to, I think I've been talking to you for several months now. Go back to the things that you and I talked about 6 months ago. Everything that I've said has happened.
Right.
Outrageous stuff. Right. It's happened. The revelations have happened. Is there a race war in Chicago? Get ready. Yes. Now everybody acknowledges it. Everyone doesn't want to talk about sex trafficking. Now that you and I have talked about it, I see it everywhere. And it's not algorithms on my phone. I'm talking willy-nilly people that I would never expect to talk about are talking about it.
Finally.
Everything that I'm saying to you has come factually true. So if I told you 10 things that have come true or actually data proven truth, why would this be a lie?
Right.
Honestly, why would I come to your show and lie?
And we can see them. Here's the thing. We can see the tangible evidence of this. We can see the contracts. Yes. We can see them being built in all 50 states across the United States. And we're going to see what happens here. I think, we can go into speculative territory here, but we are entering a very dangerous election. And what is going to happen with this election in 2024? We've had Colonel McGregor on the show who believes we are heading, not even having an election. So what are these camps going to be for? If they're not for illegal immigrants, what are they being used for? And she says dissidents. I mean, keep it tuned right here. I mean, I really think that this is an eye-opening and terribly scary piece of this. I want our audience has been fantastic in this. You guys can pre-order JJ's documentary right now. Pre-order it. Support this. This is independent journalism of the best kind. All you need to do is go to thisistreason.com. We are not affiliated with it at all. I just believe in it wholeheartedly and I want to promote it. So you guys can pre-order the documentary right now to help support this journalism. Go to thisistreason.com, pre-order it, and it'll be out. Your goal is like sometime in the fall, right? Like September or October when it'll publish.
Yep.
So we'll make sure
first week in September.
Oh, great. So when that publishes, we'll make sure JJ is here, and we will promote the heck out of it. Hopefully this is one of the most eye-opening documentaries you will ever see. But please, guys, go pre-order this right now. JJ is doing incredible work along with Ryan as they uncover these stories, and we're able to bring them to you here and elevate them as much as we can. JJ has got to get on a flight right now. He's going to cover more of this right now, so we don't want to hold him up anymore. JJ, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. This is an unbelievable story.
Thank you very much, Clayton, as always.
Well, I see it was interesting, but at the end, it was a sales pitch to sell something. Like
that's what I don't think.
That was the.
How much? How much is his documentary?
I don't know, but I ain't buying it.
$19.99.
Probably.
I'm not.
Right now, from Whammo, the End of the World documentary for just $19.99, and with that, you get a second edition for free.
I'm not buying
Oh,
that.
wait, there's more.
Right.
Mom's
it was
got
an
her
interesting-
mom's
it was
got
an
everybody in chat
interesting-
going. The Dollar
it was-
Generals.
Yeah, man, you look. I mean, if you want to go down like a real rabbit hole, and I'm not promoting my documentary, by the way, look at how many Dollar Generals have popped up in the last 10 years, and then look how close they are together. I'm from a little podunk town, right? We don't even have a Walmart for freaking 15 miles in the town that I'm from. Out of
Right.
nowhere, about 8 years ago, they built a Dollar General in the middle of freaking nowhere. I mean, not 3 months later, there was another one 5 miles away. See, Ann? See what I'm saying? Like, I've
Yeah,
been down some dark rabbit holes. Like,
Listen, I live in a small country town, and I live in the township of that town.
mm-hmm.
I think our population is maybe like 1,200, something like that. People, it's very small. We have 2 Dollar Generals, a Family Dollar, and a Dollar Tree. And mind you, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are owned by the same company. And then they're getting ready to build a super Family Dollar down the road. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just saying, just saying it that why that and Walgreens, there's Walgreens on, not out here, but if you go into the city that's next to us, there's 4 Walgreens.
And there's a CVS right on the next corner across from
And
Walgreens.
Rite Aid's about to be shut down. We have a Rite Aid in our town, and they're going bankrupt. They're closing in 10 days. That's who I go through.
Yep. And think
Interesting.
about it. Walgreens is on just about every corner. Isn't that their slogan? Their
Oh,
little
yeah.
slogan.
Yeah, their slogan, their shit go is we're on every corner.
Well, that's
They
true.
on
The town that
every
I grew up in,
corner.
right? The town I grew up in is nothing but drugstores and bars. So you tell me.
Yeah, Walgreens bought Rite Aid and shut them all down. I guess that's what you do. You eat up the competition.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then look at the empty Walgreens building and watch what business pops up in that building. Y'all think I'm crazy. The crazy country lady up here talking, but I'm serious. Watch. You'll see a Walgreens that'll get shut down. It'll be shut down for 3 or 4 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and all of a sudden a Dollar Tree will pop up in that Walgreens.
Oh, I
Crazy
love the
shit.
Dollar
That's
Tree,
crazy.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't show that.
I've been down some rabbit holes, let me tell you.
I stay
I like
away
going
from it.
down
'Cause
rabbit holes.
I
I'm
stay
down
away
one.
from them. They'll swallow you up faster than you can blink.
I'm
Well,
down
I
one
keep my
right now.
boots and
No,
my
I come up
flashlight.
for I come up for
Well.
air and I take me a flashlight and I take me some food sometimes too. I'm down one right now.
Good
I
deal.
take me
Good
some
deal.
food and then I come up for air and a little bit of wine every once in a while.
So, since the stuff that we cover, I did want to show you guys this. This is
And
I
come
watched
up to
this.
call
I watched
Mom.
this last week, and I try to bring, like, on the nights when we do the late stuff, what's going on recently, so on and so forth, blah blah blah. And I forgot I had this, but this was linked to some of the stuff we've been talking about. Some of this, it shows crazy people in a lot of senses, but I have 2 stories actually. This one story blew my mind, and this shows you the crazy people out there and what they do to our children and their own children. So this was insane to me. Hey Vicky, good to see you tonight. Mittens, good to have you here. Dynamite. I like it. Jean Romaine, upstate New York. Good to see you guys all for joining me. Thank you for being here tonight. No eyes. Mad Jen, there you are. Good to see you tonight. The story is a bit crazy, folks. Just a forewarning. I'm going to have to throw up a trigger warning because it kind of freaks people out sometimes, but it is what it is. Let me throw that down and throw this up.
Your Paul's game is strong, Dago.
I'm good at that. He's getting ready to take a selfie. He's doing the duck lip thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got them duck lips going on.
Like, what was that show with the what the hell? Adam Sandler played him. He was the hairdresser spy or whatever he was.
Oh, I don't
Or
know.
no, not that show. It was the other one that had Owen Wilson in it. They were models. It was a comedy. Zoolander, Ben Stiller. That's it. That's the
Oh, yeah.
Zoolander face. All right, here we go. The story, the story about the child and the mother is the one that I was showing you guys. The rest of these are just whatever. But yeah, the reason why I'm bringing this to you is it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Gypsy Rose scenario type thing, if that makes any sense.
Is it the Munchausen syndrome?
I think she's got Munchausen's. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
What the hell is wrong with this lady?
Munchausen's by proxy to the
Yeah.
extreme.
Yep.
I don't
I guess.
get.
I guess YouTube hit this.
YouTube hit it.
They must have.
Oh no.
Yeah, it must have been. This must have been copywritten. I guess it went through the. I filtered it and it was okay.
I watched. I saw one time, and this woman had like 4 or 5 kids or something, maybe more, and several of them died.
Yeah,
because she had Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah,
They died.
my first wife had this.
Mm.
I think because of the way she was. Always giving my kids medicine for shit they didn't need it. It was crazy. I don't even know why this would be Crime Watch Daily. I filtered it through the Creator Commons thing and it came through okay. This must be something that I don't know. That's crazy. Whatever.
We're still live, aren't we?
Yes, we're live, but they freeze the stream, make you take it down.
Oh.
Because I get hit by it's not a strike, it's like a warning, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me check something here. Yemishi. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I filtered it. It must have slid through it or something. I can't play it, so sorry about that. Unbelievable. But I will show you this real quick. Pretty wild looking. Miss Leslie just sent me this picture of the moon in Utah tonight, guys. Look at this stuff. Tell me that's not crazy looking.
Oh, wow.
Let me blow it up a little bit bigger.
That's pretty.
That is pretty.
I think so.
It's 99% full, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild how clear you can see it, you know?
So clear.
Awesome picture, Leslie. Thank you.
That's an awesome, awesome picture.
Yeah, YouTube is so irritating when they do that crap. So irritating. Anyway. All right, moving on. And you said that domestic happened where? Clarksville?
Clarksville. Somebody said they saw it on the news. Check. You can check WKRN, WSMV, or News Channel 5, or Fox D. Smith said Fox 17 Nashville.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Mystery, there's a lot of trouble that comes out of Clarksville. That's not necessarily that they were Seth's neighbors or something.
Give
Clarksville
me a
is
second.
not like the best area. Some parts of Clarksville are not the best area. It has its good and bad areas, just like any other area. So you know, it is what it is up there. It's just like any other area.
Tie crime. You got Fort Campbell right there. And Clarksville's
Yeah.
went downhill. Like 20 years ago, Clarksville was the bomb. You could go up there and there was surplus stores and good family places to eat. And, you know, like, I mean, I lived in Oak Grove for a long time, which is right there on the other side of Fort Campbell. And we, you know, going to Clarksville was like going to town. And now I don't even want to stop at a stop sign there.
Is it that bad now, huh?
Yeah, it's not what it used to be. It's honestly not, because I mean, you used to be able to just go onto the base and there was a restaurant on the base, you know what I mean? You could go in there and eat dinner,
Mhm.
catch a Greyhound, or, you know, and now you can't even do that.
Nothing's
And all
coming
the
up.
Army surplus are gone. There ain't but one of them left that was one of the original ones. And then the rest of them's retail stores with Army surplus on the outside of them. Ain't no damn Army surplus.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Nope. Nothing new. There's a bunch from last year, 11 months, 6 months, 8 months. Good God. Nothing new yet. It'll show up eventually. Anyway, moving on. All right, let's see what else I can show you guys and talk about tonight. Sorry about that other scenario, folks. I filtered it. It was good, but I don't know what happened. So, what the hell was her name? Lacey. What's that girl's name again? Lacey what?
Which girl?
The one we were just watching.
Oh, hell, I don't remember
right.
what her name was. Let me see.
Oh, wait. I do have another and something else I was going to show you guys the other night too. I got my downloads in here. I was trying to find the stuff. I save these now for these late night things because they're not typical stuff that we've been. You know what I mean? If I find any missing cases, we look at those. But I've been bringing up other shows that are like strange crimes and stuff like that we haven't looked at. And I save them for these late night shows. So I remember this one here.
That's a great idea.
Right. This one was a little crazy here.
Kinda
We
like
have to
turning
deal.
them
We
in.
have to deal with Aunt Nancy though. So my apologies. Just please bear with me. This is again weird, crazy shit, folks. But it happens. This is based out of Florida. So all you Floridians, keep your eyes open. You got some crazy folk down there with you.
Florida.
Exactly. Is it normal? Yes. Okay. All right, Miss Nancy, let's hear
Oh,
it.
your Paul's game is so strong on her.
I told you I'm good at that.
News tonight, a 23-year-old Florida woman poses as a schoolgirl. Why? To molest a teen boy student. The Florida
Told
Glamazon
y'all.
shows up for a mugshot with smoky eyeliner and frosted lip gloss. And this is the woman who pretends to be a homeschooled 14-year-old girl in order to prey on middle schoolers, engaging in sex acts with little boys, even sending explicit videos. Alyssa Zinger, shackled in court, now hit with new charges after 4 more boy victims as young as 12 years old come forward. Good evening.
23-year-old grown adult woman, sick piece of shit. But there we go, folks. This type of shit's even happening. These people are going this far out of their way to get what they want.
I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Go get your peanut butter and jelly, Miss Paula.
I saw Jeffy.
You don't seem to understand that the problem is not who recorded the video. The problem is you are in multiple videos with young boys, 13 and 14 years old. You are an adult. You are manipulating, taking advantage of these young boys.
I love the smoky eyeliner and the glossy lip gloss, the shiny lip gloss. Did you hear Judge Laura Ward? She actually has to tell Alyssa Ann Zinger, you're the adult. They're little boys. This is wrong. What, she didn't know that? You know what? I think she knows a lot more than she's letting on. This woman reportedly, allegedly, posed as a 14-year-old homeschooled girl, I guess to explain away the fact that she wasn't registered anywhere at any elementary, middle, or high school. But you know what?
She don't look 23, but she don't look 14. I'm sorry. I can't see the rest of her to tell you that, but just her face alone, she looks like she's about 16 to me. But how sick is this? What do you got going on up here to make you come up with this idea to even try to do this just so you can do that? Like, what the hell is wrong with people, guys? What is our world coming to?
Terry Martin, I don't think that anybody's. What? I don't think that. I think everybody wants to admit that we have a problem, but and we know we have a problem.
Sorry,
It's not that we don't want to admit.
No, the video was fine, Terry. It was interesting, but when nobody wants to admit, not only we have, I think everybody knows we have a problem, and I think we know what we have multiple problems. I think everybody knows what the problems are. We just don't. How do we fix those problems? Do you know what I'm saying? Here's the problem right here. Where'd it go? Where did I see it at? Who put it up in here? I just saw it. Did the comment go away? What the hell?
What are you looking for?
There was a comment I just saw, and it disappeared. The comment said, "The world." Oh, here it is. Gypsy said it. The world is mad. End of story. It's gone crazy. The world, the whole planet has gone insane. Oh, really, Demon? Well, maybe they'll show a different video of her, but this is just crazy, guys. Are you still here, Mom?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
What? I think this says it all. Let's take a look at Alyssa Ann Zinger's TikTok. Yes, the grown woman has a TikTok. Now, I wonder, is this one of the videos she sent the little boys? She's doing a TikTok. There you go. Kick the knees up. Yes. Is this one? Did she have a navel piercing? That's neither here nor there. I'm just curious. At first I thought that this was at her home bathroom when I saw the commode, but wait a minute.
What does a 23-year-old grown woman see in a 12-year-old little boy?
Right.
Clearly, there's something detached in the brain.
This is like most women or girls. I've seen this go the other direction where girls like older men. There goes that twang, almost came out again. Or they're into older guys or older boys. I have seen like teachers and stuff that take advantage of younger boys. I cannot for the life of me in my mind see what a 23-year-old woman would be interested in a little boy for. It just never crossed my mind.
See, Nancy's fixing to point out that there's a handicap bar right there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not at her home.
She's in the school bathroom, ain't she?
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's what I thought.
Minute. This is either at a school or a grocery store or some other industrial bathroom. Check it out. And she must have locked the door and took that opportunity to do a dance video that she puts on TikTok and probably sent to her little boy victims. Now, another thing about what the judge said, Judge Laura Ward there in Florida says, apparently the defendant's lawyer had said, we don't have any proof of who took the explicit sex videos that were sent to the little boys. And the judge is like, it doesn't matter who recorded the video because you're starring in it. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But first of all, where did this go down? Listen.
South Tampa's Hyde Park neighborhood is ranked by Niche in the top 10 places to live in the U.S. It boasts great restaurants and schools, with many young professionals making up its population of just over 2,000. Wilson Middle School, home of the Bulldogs, is nestled in the heart of
Leslie.
Hyde Park, serving about 600 students in grades 6 through 8. It has earned national recognition as a Blue Ribbon of Excellence school.
Okay. With a background like that, I guarantee you that families are flocking to the area to buy homes and condos just to get to that school. Little do they know, a predator is lurking, and not the typical predator we all imagine. This is a 23-year-old Florida woman. There she is, preying on little boys, quote, dating them, even sending explicit sex videos. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we're learning at this hour. But first, to investigative reporter from WFLA in Tampa, Annie Mapp. Annie, thank you for being with us. Annie, what?
No, Leslie, I haven't, but we're going to watch that next. Thank you very much.
What's happening? Who is this woman?
Nancy, shocking is the word here for everyone who saw this story here in Tampa, Florida. You see Alyssa, she's a real pretty girl. Why does she have the need to do this, to talk to these 12, 13, 14-year-old boys who she had 5 victims? And we recently found out she had been doing this for several months, dating back to January of last year, up until she got caught in October.
Okay, let me see Annie Mapp, investigative reporter, WFLA, Tampa. Annie, did you say she's a real pretty girl? You mean like Deb LaFave and Mary-Kate Letourneau? They were real pretty too, but they're sex molesters. When you look at some grungy old dude, all grizzled and gross, and you go, yeah, he's a child molester. In my mind, she looks just like him because I've got 2 children, Annie, and it will be a cold day in HE.
I have to wonder too, maybe her maturity level is so low that this is what she's attracted to in that sense. Therefore, this is what she does. And again, yeah, Hummingbird, you're right. Makes you wonder for sure. it's gotten so much worse, guys. You have no idea how many stories. When I started looking into some of the stuff that I've looked into for the shows and stuff, do you know how many female teachers, stories about female teachers going after younger high school and middle school kids I've found, as compared to male teachers going, or older males going after younger girls? It's almost double the amount of women teachers that do it than it is for men. It's insane. It's crazy as hell. Way
Not to
too many
mention
to
the ones
mention
getting knocked
mystery.
up.
Way too many. It's insane. And the thing that's weird, okay? I guess my mind don't work right. And I'm stereotypical in some sense, but I imagine that these women that are doing this are going to be unattractive in some way, maybe, or something that would make them seem unattractive to somebody their age. They're not. Most of them are very pretty, shapely, whatever you want to say. They're attractive women, and they're going after kids. And a lot of these women have husbands at home that are very good looking guys too. What the hell is going on? Like, what is the mentality with this? I don't get it. Did you see how the neighbors caught the I didn't, Captain. I didn't, by the way. No. But again, this is insane. We'll have to look at that, Captain. And again, thank you, sir, for your donation. I appreciate you so very much. That's the thing too. Women don't get caught, Widow. You're right. As often as men do. 100%. You can't trust it either way. What did you say, Mom? Mom of 3. No, they are not. They are right. It doesn't make any sense. Like, these women could have any guy in their life they want, any man. Why are you messing with a 14-year-old boy? I wonder if it is something to do with controlling the situation. You know what I mean? Like, mentally. That's the only thing I can think. I don't know. It's crazy.
Double L. Hell will have to freeze over before I let somebody like her near either one of my children. I don't care what she looks like, or how frosty her lip gloss is, or how smoky her eyeliner is. I don't care what she looks like. As far as I'm concerned, she is a predator. Now, of course, I know high-profile lawyer Kelly Hyman, joining us out of the Florida jurisdiction, is going to tell me she's innocent until proven guilty. I know that. It goes without saying. And again, everybody on Twitter, you can quit telling me that, because I know everyone is innocent until proven guilty. I know that. I'm just assessing the facts as we're getting them. And Annie Mapp, isn't it true that 4 more young victims as young as 12 years old have come forward? I mean, here's the scales. Here's her saying, no, I didn't do it. What are they saying? And here's them, all of them giving the same story, and they're separated in time and space.
Nancy, once her photo was plastered, by the news, by Tampa police, more people started saying, hey, she came to my house too. She told my parents she was 14. She was telling adults that she was 14 years old and going to the homes of these young boys. And these families, were tricked, just as tricked as those minors were.
Now, this is the kind of TikTok that I see little girls like 12 and 13, 14 doing. She's actually skipping toward the camera. You know what I think I need right now? If I were a drinker, I would want a drink. But since I'm not, I need a shrink. A drink and a shrink. There we go. I think I've got a new title. Karen Stark is joining me, renowned psychologist, TV radio trauma expert. You can find her at KarenStark.com. That's Karen with a C in case you're looking at her. I'm jovial because nobody is dead. But make no mistake about it, Karen Stark. These boys, a lot of people think this is a boy's dream. It's not, because they will be forever affected by what happened to them. And the rest of their lives, every relationship they have with a woman or a girl, a teen girl, a preteen girl, is going to be overshadowed with this event in their life. They are no different than little girls that are molested. But you heard Annie Mapp, investigative reporter WFLA, who's been on this case from the very beginning, talking about the way this 23-year-old, almost 24-year-old woman behaves. She even faked out the parents.
And enjoyed every moment of manipulating them, Nancy. And is completely a sexual predator. But let's look at the culture. It happens a lot that they wind up feeling. People believe that, well, a little boy, he's getting initiated, how wonderful an older woman is doing this. And it is the furthest thing from the truth, because this is traumatic. Having this kind of experience, just like you said, the very first thing is going to make them not feel good about themselves, taken advantage of, insecure, not good in relationships. She is a narcissist and needed to feel like she can control these kids. Somebody her own age, that wouldn't have worked for her, because she was able to then have numerous relationships, taken.
Heather, shit. Are the parents blind? Did she ride up on a Huffy or park her car around the corner? Did she live at home or on her own? I agree. I mean, she does look a little older, and you got to understand, like, there's got to be certain mannerisms of hers that are adult-like, I would imagine. First of all, the tone of her voice should be, at least. And just body language would not reflect a 14-year-old girl, in my opinion. That's exactly, Draw. Welcome. Good to see you. She's not built like a 14-year-old girl. It's so obvious that thank you. Like I said, 14, and I'm not trying to be gross, guys, but from what I saw, like, the way she's built just doesn't look like a child. She has the hips and the thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be weird or gross, but she does not look like a grown or like a child to me. Her face, yes, it looks somewhat young, and I'm sure if she put the right type of makeup on, she would look younger. Besides that, no, this is an adult woman. You can tell by looking at her. So what parent, I'm sorry, if I had a 14-year-old child and he brought her in my house, what are you doing? Can I help you?
I need to see some ID.
Is your child out in the car or something? What are you doing here, lady? You know what I mean? I agree that, 14-year-old teenagers nowadays, they look a little bit older, but not like this. It's just strange. This is weird. Thank you, Mom, very much.
Advantage and be the sexual predator that we're talking about.
Now, here's a kicker, and I want to hear what Kelly Hyman has to say about this. Kelly Hyman is high-profile trial lawyer, TV legal analyst, host of the podcast Once Upon a Crime in Hollywood. Kelly Hyman, thank you for being with us. Now, I'm sure since the number of little boy victims as young as 12 years old, I mean, just hold that thought for a moment. Kelly, I don't know if you have children or not, but I remember.
I do need to comment on something. David said things were different back then. We didn't know how wrong it was. And I know what he's saying, and he's right. If I was a 14-year-old kid and she approached me, of course I would be like, whoa, okay. That's the problem. That's the mentality of a teenage boy as compared to, you know what I'm saying? In our minds, we know it's wrong, but I'm just saying, I think I was attracted to older women when I was younger. I was 18. The creature was 22. Right before her, I had an experience with a 40-year-old woman, and it was like, I thought that was the cat's meow thing. You know what I mean? As I got older, you see these things and you go, that ain't right, because I had my own children. I would hurt somebody if that happened to one of my children, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So your mentality matures and so on and so forth. This is disgusting. I just don't understand how a woman that would bear her own children has this mentality. I mean, I guess it goes both ways, men and women. I just don't understand it is all. Mine still go there no matter if she's older or if he. Right. I agree. You're absolutely right, Leslie. Absolutely right. I'm just saying it's what it is, I was a teenager once. I had a teacher. I'll be honest with you. I had my history teacher, Mrs. Levy. She was the most beautiful woman I ever saw in my life. Blonde and just beautiful. She didn't even look like she could have been an adult. But we have that, I don't even know how to explain it, you guys. But once you become an adult with your own children, it completely changes the mindset. It's crazy.
When my twins, now 16, were 12, there is no way I wanted them to be initiated, as Karen Stark
I
just
agree,
said, that's
Paula.
scary, into a full-on sex act with an adult. I don't know how that's anybody's dream for a little boy. But that said, I'm sure her lawyer, with the mounting number of little boy victims coming forward with their parents, they're going to have a hard time saying, I didn't do it. That wasn't me. So they're going to have to go with mental defect. But I want you to hear this. Take a listen.
Tampa PD responds to reports of shoplifting at Nordstrom department store, speaking with teen suspects who say they're dating. Alyssa Zinger tells cops her birthday is January 15th, 2009, putting her age at 14 years old. When officers try to verify her identity, they can only find a 22-year-old Alyssa Zinger, born in 2001. When confronted with that inconsistency, Zinger says she has a half-sister with the same name. The store declines to press charges, and both suspects are free to go.
Okay, I'm very confused right now because I don't know if this name is going to ring a bell to you, but she's being called the glam yoga teacher, Caitlin Armstrong. When she was first brought in for questioning on the murder of a world-class 20-something-year-old dirt biker, there was a discrepancy in her DOB for an outstanding warrant, theft of services, and they let her go. Same thing here. The cops say, oh, you have a half-sister with the very same name, and they decide to let her go on a DOB, date of birth discrepancy. Your half-sister has your same exact name. Okay, and they let her go. You think it had anything to do with her being so pretty? They went, oh, yeah, you're so pretty. You'd never do anything wrong. Bye. And this is from a shoplifting scene, by the way. But my question to you is, she does not have a mental defect. She cannot claim insanity under the law because think about it, Kelly. She is saying with a straight face to cops as she's about to be arrested, she goes, no, that's my half-sister. I mean, she can quickly come up with a believable lie that the cops fall for. She's crazy like a fox. I think wily is a better description, Kelly.
Well, her attorney's going to argue that basically that the state has a burden, that they have to prove the elements of the crime. But Nancy, as you pointed out, it is a crime. This is a crime to have sexual relationships with a minor. Now, her attorney might argue that there were some kind of mental health issues potentially as well, but ultimately that will be up to the jury and make a determination on that, if that's the case or not.
Guys, this all really comes to light at a shoplifting incident at an upscale department store, Nordstrom's. Listen.
After the shoplifting incident, Tampa PD combs through government, school, and employment records to determine Alyssa Zinger, 14, and the 22-year-old half-sister with the same name are the same person. A teen boy then reports he has had a sexual relationship with Zinger for over 5 months. The victim says he met Zinger on Snapchat, where she introduced herself as a homeschooled 14-year-old. The boy says they had sex multiple times, and she sent him explicit photos and videos. He says he ended the relationship when he learned her true age.
Kevin Laws joining us, former special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, federal, state, military, court-certified expert pertaining to the exploitation of children, and author of Hunter of the Damned, A Walk Through Hell. Kevin Laws, thank you for being with us. Why is it that pretty women seemingly get off the hook? They're not taken into custody. I was just describing Caitlin Armstrong, who was eventually convicted for the murder of a beautiful young dirt bike racer, world class, by the way, Mo Wilson. She just walked free. Deb LaFave, lenient treatment. It happens over and over again. Do you see this woman? She walked away from a shoplifting incident, even though cops should have known she's lying. Who has a half sister with the very same name?
Yeah, that is the bit of a problem with the half sister thing. But you think about it. She's I worked online undercover for 11 years, and you have to know your persona, who you're going to be. So I'm sure that she's worked out everything in advance. What happens if I get caught? What am I going to say? What am I going to say to the cops? Make it believable. And if you sound believable, somebody's going to believe you. I mean, she's an attractive young lady. She doesn't look like she's homeless. She's not disheveled or anything like that. So cops are going to put, sadly, cops are going to put a little bit more truth into what she's going to make herself sound more believable, not being like, oh, look, she's homeless and, her hair's a mess and stuff like this. But, sadly, that's what happens.
He indicated that a sexually explicit video of himself and another minor was being circulated through Snapchat.
Did he know who was doing it?
Yes.
Who was that?
He identified the person as Miss Alyssa Zinger.
Wow. You were hearing Detective Amanda Baranowski testifying, and she's stating that one of the little boys was upset and embarrassed. A sexually explicit video of himself and the 14-year-old homeschool girl was circulated through Snapchat. And according to the detective, Alyssa Zinger was the one giving everyone, transmitting it, circulating it. Now, why in the world would she do that? That's another question for the shrink. But right now, I'm going to a special guest joining us, child sex abuse grooming expert, author of Duck, Groom, Anna Sonoda. Anna, thank you for being with us. Okay, this is your Super Bowl, Anna. Go.
Thank you, Nancy. Let's begin by just covering the fact that these aren't relationships. For anybody to suggest that these are relationships, that's completely incorrect. First and foremost, this is a situation of online grooming. Now, many parents may not know, but when you look at the social media rules, they encourage kids not to join social media until they're 13. Why is that? That is not about how safe social media is for kids. That only refers to what's called COPPA, which is the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act, which means that online social media companies can start tracking kids as early as 13 when they're on social media. And 60% of kids aged 13 to 17 are on Snapchat. So if I'm a potential predator, Nancy, where am I going to go? I'm going to get on my smartphone and I'm going to hunt in essentially a barrel for available kids who have less monitoring and more time online.
Guys, you're seeing a TikTok of that Alyssa Ann Zinger, the so-called glamazon molester, made of herself in some industrial bathroom. You can tell from the trash, the metal trash dispenser, and the handicapped rail. Just look at it. Where is she? Guys, we also know that according to the victims, the 23-year-old Florida woman creates a fake persona of a 14-year-old schoolgirl, homeschooled, that she had first had sex intercourse with the first victims multiple times and sent a pornographic video to several children over Snapchat. That in itself is a crime, to send pornographic material, much less to a child, but over the internet waves to Annie Mapp, investigative reporter, WFLA. Let's just take it from the beginning with the accusations. What do we know? How did it all start?
Yeah, so it actually started in January of last year with a victim that she had met on TikTok. And then that relationship moved over to Snapchat. And she met with that victim, had sexual contact with that victim on their first meetup. And then after that happened,
Wait. Let's don't put perfume on the pig. Sex, what did you call it? Sex contact? You mean
she had sexual
intercourse?
acts with Correct.
What sex act?
Yeah. Vagina to penis contact.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead. And if it's a child, it's statutory. Because even if a child says, yes, I want to do this, a child can't enter a contract to buy a car or a home. They can't buy alcohol or cigarettes. They can't enter into work contracts. There's a reason for that. They are protected under the law, nor can they consent to sex. Hence the phrase statutory. It doesn't matter if they say, yes, I'd love to do this on my parents' sofa while they're in the next room. It doesn't matter because they don't have the mental wherewithal to consent to anything other than going to bed on time. Okay, so yes, you say this starts in January. Just pick it up from there again.
This starts in January with the first victim. Then we have victim 2, who is actually, victim 1 that exposed all of this. But this victim, she actually enters into this relationship with, who she tells that she's 14. She meets his parents. They're going out. She's going to his home. And that relationship lasts from May up until about October, when he decides, he wants to cut things off with her. That makes Alyssa Zinger upset. So she shares this video of that victim with another minor to several people on Snapchat. Once that victim finds out that his video is being shared, he goes to police, and that's what prompts Detective Baranowski to start looking into Zinger, to start looking at school records. They couldn't find her. The only person they could find had graduated several years ago. And then that's when they learn, oh, this is the same person who was involved in this incident at Nordstrom, back in the summer. So it's just a trail of events that are exposed just from this this minor, going to report that his video with another minor is being shared.
He indicated that a sexually explicit video of himself and another minor was being circulated through Snapchat.
Did he know who was doing it?
Yes.
Who was that?
He identified the person as Miss Alyssa Zinger.
Straight out to Annie Mapp, investigative reporter WFLA in Tampa. Annie, you clarified something for me. This explicit video is not of the Florida Glamazon, the 23-year-old bakery worker allegedly molesting little boys. It's a victim 2 who is a little boy somewhere between 12 and 14 years old. And it's the little boy with another minor, we believe a minor little girl. And
correct.
Somehow Zinger gets a hold of it and then sends it to a lot of people. Is that how that worked?
Correct. So from what was said in court, Zinger asked to go over to this victim's home. This is after they're already broken up. She claims she needs to charge her phone. While she's doing that and he's in the other room, she goes through his phone, accesses this video, and records it from her phone, and then distributes it on Snapchat to several of that minor's friends, to several people that she has on Snapchat. And that's what prompts that victim to go to police.
Wow. So that means to me, straight back out to Kelly Hyman joining us, high-profile lawyer in this jurisdiction of Florida. Kelly, that means there's another victim. And I don't think that there's been a charge as it relates to the unidentified minor who I believe to be a little girl that victim 2 was having some kind of relation with on video. And Zinger, the alleged molester in this case, a sex predator, downloads it and sends it to a lot of people. That's another victim. What do you think this little girl feels like? Everybody in middle school sees her in a compromising position. Oh, yeah, that needs to be another charge, Kelly.
Right. It appears that this is an ongoing investigation, Nancy, and there could potentially be some more charges as we go forward and potentially some more victims as well. But this is a horrible story. Here's a potentially young girl in middle school and those are difficult times to say the least with dealing with all kinds of stuff, but then having the fact of having dealing with this and potentially people seeing the video through your school and embarrassment and dealing with that as well. It's horrible and it's a very, very sad story.
With me is renowned psychologist, TV and radio trauma expert Karen Stark, joining us out of Manhattan. Karen, just recently, Karen, at the Twins High School, a little boy that graduated last year, great student, great grades, athlete, the works, gets depressed and upset at his first year at college. Nobody really knows what set it off. And he committed suicide. And the whole school is just devastated. The boy that committed suicide has a sibling in the twins' grade, and it's just opened up this Pandora's box of horrible feelings and fears and emotion and sadness and depression. My point is, Karen, you never know what may set someone off. Like if one of these little victims or this little girl who we think to be a little girl in that video, the embarrassment, the kidding at school, when everybody figures out, oh, you're the one sleeping with the bakery worker, you never know what could tip a child over the edge to do something drastic. And Karen Stark, I have dealt, as you and I have discussed many times on and off camera, with so many child molestation and victims, and that feeling of powerlessness sticks with them the rest of their lives, and they relive the moment that they are molested or this little girl we think is a girl is going to relive the rest of her life thinking about, oh my stars, everybody in middle school is going to remember this. I mean, I think about all the dumb things I did in high school and college. I think, oh, I'm so embarrassed, much less something like this, Karen Stark.
In addition, Nancy, think about it. Children really believe in situations like this that they are responsible. They're not developmentally able to understand that they've been preyed upon. So think about this little girl. Here is this horrible child molester, right, who's initiating this boy into sex. And then after teaching him to do something like record a video of him with someone else, she uses that against him and the little girl. It's vicious. And she will and he will blame themselves because they do not understand that they've had a choice. I've worked with so many people like this, trying to convince them that when you are that age, you're not able to consent. You can't make that kind of decision.
And this was ongoing. It wasn't a couple of times. With one victim alone, there was approximately, which means more, 30 sex attacks. And she told him she had had sex with other boys between ages 13 and 15 in the past. A grown woman preying on innocent children as young as 12 years old. Now, here's a mind bender, everybody.
Nancy,
think about the scenario. Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. If you learn more about her, and here she is, I think she's 23 now, her parents were also protecting her. They were actually switching phones, making sure that with the police, they were in trouble with the police. So she's been shielded while she's been able to do all of this. I just wanted to point that out.
Another issue, which I was saying is a real mind bender. So the little 12-year-old breaks up with her. How does it feel to be an adult woman and that you're sleeping with a little boy, and the little 12-year-old breaks up with you? So angry about this, She disseminates personal videos the little boy has on his phone. I mean, Anna Sonoda, child sex abuse grooming expert, author of Duck, Duck, Groom. Help me out.
Nancy, we have so much ground to cover. Let's begin by something I like to call the seesaw principle. So for your listening audience to remember, predators are going to do one of two things. They're either going to elevate the victim to be a peer. We're going to talk about things like work problems, relationship problems, financial issues with a child, or we're going to relate to a child on a child's level. Clearly, in this case, this female predator chose to relate to kids on kids' levels. Nancy, I'm not going to ask you when you made your last TikTok video, but most adults are not trying to connect with kids by making Snapchat reels or TikTok reels. So the thing we need to remember is predators may be everywhere, but they are not everyone, and their behavior stands out, especially when we know what to look for.
Alyssa Zinger is charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery and 5 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation. She posts bond on all 7 charges and moves in with her parents as the case proceeds. Soon after, 4 more victims under the age of 15 come forward, claiming Zinger sent them videos of other minors engaged in sexual intercourse. One victim says Zinger spoke about having sex with other teens. Zinger is arrested for a second time and charged with 2 additional counts, each of lewd and lascivious battery and molestation, 2 counts of child pornography, and cyber sexual harassment. Zinger is denied bond and access to electronics while behind bars.
But it's my understanding to Annie Mapp, WFLA in Tampa, is she out on bond now?
She's not out on bond. She was out on bond last year when this was all first discovered.
Right.
But when more victims came forward and she got arrested again, she was denied bond in a pretrial detention hearing and will have to stay in jail until court.
Annie Mapp joining us, reporter WFLA in Tampa. Annie, Karen Stark is correct that now Zinger's parents are under suspicion of aiding and abetting, or at least trying to get rid of evidence. Explain.
So much information came out during the pretrial detention hearing last month. Found out that when police went to the Zinger home where she had been living with her parents, they tried to retrieve her phone, and her dad actually allegedly gave police her mom's old phone. So they take the phone, then they find that out. So they go back and ask, hey, where is her real phone? And at that point, she says that she's lost it. So that was one reason, Judge Laura Ward said she didn't trust letting Alyssa out on bond and being under control of her parents. Also, prosecutors said that there is evidence that will come up during the trial that her parents were actually texting with the parents of one of the victims when they were arrested. Well, not arrested, detained for that Nordstrom situation. So I think a lot more will come out on, what her parents did and if they knew that this was going on.
So the parents are not charged formally, but the prosecutor provided evidence that they tried to protect their daughter and intentionally provided cops with the wrong cell phone rather than the one believed to contain the damning images and text messages?
Yes, and Detective Baranowski also testified to that in court.
You're seeing body cam video right now, I believe, and we're wondering just how far the parents' involvement is going to turn out.
No, Casey. This happened. This is about a 23-year-old woman that pretended to be a 14-year-old girl to have a explicit relationship with 12-year-old boys and 14-year-old boys. It's definitely not conspiracy. It's real. Disgusting, but real.
Out to be. But that said, I want to go back to Kevin Laws, former special agent with Homeland Security, author of Hunter of the Damned, Walk Through Hell. Kevin, again, thank you for being with us. Kevin, it's a family effort. How many times have you seen where parents or others, other relatives, try to cover for their child? Of course, this isn't a child. This one is now almost 24 years old.
Well, I've got to say this is the first time that I've heard the parents covering for it. I've had I've had a substantial number of arrests where there's somebody else helping the perpetrator, a friend, a neighbor, somebody like that. But this is the first I've heard of the actual parents doing it. That's a bit of a shocker.
We see now the defense lining up. Take a listen.
Alyssa Zinger's defense attorney claims Zinger has a history of emotional and developmental challenges and suffered at the hands of bullies growing up, resulting in severe self-esteem issues.
It's clear from just the content of the text messages, this is not a 22-year-old adult having communication with somebody who she saw as her equal.
The defense argues Zinger's developmental delays are proved by an individualized education plan created by Zinger's high school.
So are they claiming that this woman is mentally handicapped? And that's why she did this?
That's what it sounds like.
Come on now, guys. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, curious that a developmental delay is somehow going to be equated with insanity. Just because you have an individualized education plan created by Zinger's high school, she's not in high school anymore. She's holding down a job, and she has the wherewithal to target little children. I'm just very curious, Annie Matt, how she found the children. Did she find them online?
Yeah, she found them on TikTok, also on Snapchat, which is the platform that it appears that she would take people from, that one victim, the first one that she met on TikTok, and then later that conversation continued through Snapchat. And if you note, just through the court records, these are all kids that knew each other. One victim she met at the other victim's home. So these are all people that were well aware of each other and, found out that they were all talking to the same person.
Take a listen to this.
This defendant lived a full life masquerading as a 14-year-old girlfriend to a true 14-year-old. This is not a 22-year-old child. This is an adult. This is a 22-year-old adult.
Masquerading as a 14-year-old child, well, it wouldn't be the first time an adult has posed as a child in order to molest another child. Take a listen to this.
James Wilson is a 17-year-old boy who meets a 15-year-old West Virginia girl online. They have a real connection. They meet in person twice, once at a Pennsylvania motel with her mother and two other friends. They meet a second time at the girl's home. James gives his girlfriend cell phones and pays the bills. The girl uses the phones to take nude photos and send to James. Police get involved when a friend of the 15-year-old confronts James, telling him she doesn't believe he is what he pretends to be, and James threatens to kill her. She contacts the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and an investigation begins. Turns out James Wilson, 17-year-old boy, is really 24-year-old female Carissa Hads. Hads is arrested and charged with traveling across state lines for the purpose of coercing or enticing a minor.
Pretending to be a child in order to molest a child. It is no longer uncommon. Listen.
DeAndre Banks is a 25-year-old man, but on Facebook, he pretends to be a teen girl. Posing as the girl, Banks is able to get attention from a 17-year-old boy. As the teen girl, Banks lures the boy to a house in St. Petersburg, Florida. When the boy shows up, Banks threatens him with a weapon, then assaults the teen. A 15-year-old boy is Banks' next victim. This time, he lures the victim to a vacant house, but the boy is too strong and fast, and he escapes unharmed and goes to police. DeAndre Banks faces 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of sexual battery with a deadly weapon.
Oh, we're not done yet. Listen.
Brianna Stewart, 16, enrolls at Evergreen High School in Vancouver, Washington, claiming she ran away from her Satanist father who abused her and murdered her mother. While Stewart joins the tennis team, gets a D in drama, and attends prom with her boyfriend, students say they thought she was a teacher and she looks older than other girls. After Stewart graduates, she seeks out a social security card, providing her fingerprints to obtain the document. The prints match several other homeless teens, Stephanie Danielle Lewis and Emily Kara Williams. A third identity is connected to the fingerprints, a 31-year-old Treva Throneberry. Carl and Patsy Throneberry identify a photo of Stewart as their daughter. Throneberry is arrested on fraud and perjury charges, for which she serves just over 2 years in prison.
Zach Hess transfers from Lincoln, Nebraska's Southeast High School to Northwest High School. Hess appears to be an average 17-year-old, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighing 120 pounds. But a teacher finds Hess extremely familiar. Flipping through old yearbooks, Hess looks exactly like former student Zachary Scheich, who graduated from Lincoln Public Schools 8 years ago. While the 26-year-old posed as a student, Scheich sent explicit text to multiple students and paid a 13-year-old girl to send him nude photos. Prosecutors believe Scheich sexually assaulted 6 students over the school year. Scheich pleads not guilty to 2 counts of sexual assault and sex trafficking of a minor and is still awaiting trial.
How is that alleged sex molester any different from the Glamazon bakery worker, Alyssa Ann Zinger? One's a man, one's a woman. The victims all school-aged, as young as 12 years old. To Anna Sonoda, many people see a differentiation between a girl victim and a boy victim. I do not.
Nancy, we have a very difficult time, especially in this country, recognizing females as predators. So first and foremost, the benefit of this case, the potential silver lining, is for all families to be well aware of the fact that predators online can be male and they can also be female. And when we hand our children devices, for whatever reason, we need to ensure that those devices are as protected as possible. Keeping lines of communication open and always following up with checking children's phones, checking their social media platforms for any possible signs of predation and grooming. Remember, predators run on gas, grooming, access, and space. And in this case, these potential victims, and there will be more that come out probably, they were accessible via online platforms. So families need to be well aware and attuned to cases like this so that they can educate themselves and their young children.
So often we see female teachers, female caregivers as being harmless. And I think somewhere deep in our minds, we equate them with our own mothers or sisters. Nothing could be further from the truth. We wait as justice unfolds with Alyssa Ann Zinger. But now we stop to remember American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jeremias Young, just 21. Deputy Sheriff Young died in the line of duty. Jeremias Young was an Army Reserve vet, and he leaves behind his parents, 3 brothers, and 2 sisters, all grieving. American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jeremias Young. I want to thank all of our guests for being with us tonight, but especially to you for being with us tonight and every night. Nancy Grace signing off. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock sharp Eastern. And until then, good night, friend.
Only week is for this. Their sleep is for the week. I'm so sleepy I got it backwards.
What'd you say?
Moni said, does any of us sleep? And I meant to say, sleep is for the week.
Week is for
What
the
the
sleep.
hell? Yeah, that's what I said. What is wrong with people? And it's got to
No,
be Florida woman, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way.
If it ain't Florida, it's Tennessee. Hold on, folks. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Kimberfoot, did you fall asleep? Kimber. I think Kimber went to sleep on us, y'all. Walt Harris, welcome in. Brady Little Me, welcome in. This is just insane. Paul says that one's where it's supposed to be a guy, but it was a girl. Wow, yeah, right? Right? This is craziness. What the hell is wrong with people? Grown people. Scream really loud and scare Kimber. Kimber probably passed out with the laptop again.
She's sleeping?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
She's muted, though.
She doesn't want us to hear her snoring. I get it. It's okay. I think we're going to be done for the night anyway. I was going to roll till 2. I'll tell you what. She does look young in this picture. This is a court appearance for her.
Is she all gussied up?
Not really. She looks young, doesn't she?
She does look young.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Wow.
Her parents ought to be ashamed, though. Like,
yeah, uh-huh.
I mean, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. There is nothing about what that woman did was okay.
Nope, not even a little bit. Yeah. 30 times over the course of the relationship. This is just sick. She looks older in that picture, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys. It's crazy people. Crazy ass people in this world. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I'm tired. The Kimberfoot is sneezing, snoring again, sleeping again. Sorry. And Mom sounds like she's tired herself, and I think I should let you all go to bed.
One more day, and I get to be off. Yay!
Yep.
Wait all week for Friday.
Oh my God. I got a couple more good ones for tomorrow night too that are crazy. Oh, see? Female teachers found sexually assaulting young male. What the hell is going on with people?
You know what I thought about? What about that one? It was years ago that she got pregnant by one of her students, and then he waited for her to get out of prison, and he married her.
Yep. I just saw another one who it's an ongoing case right now, and she got fired as a teacher and started working at a local strip club, and I think it was a Current Affair was interviewing her and followed them, and there was a TPO against her, and they caught him going into the nightclub to see her. Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
Dago, well, say bye to my father. Wait, what? Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Leslie. Good Lord Almighty. I'm so sorry.
Sending so much love and hugs to you, girl.
Absolutely, hun. Absolutely. I'm so sorry, Leslie. To you and your husband both. God bless. You'll be in my prayers. Jesus. I feel so horrible.
Well, you know, I told you the other night, if you need anybody to talk to, we're here.
Always. Yes. I bet he was. 92. Yes, it is. He got to live a wonderful life, I'm sure, at 92. Absolutely.
Oh, he's seen all kinds of things.
Yeah. One hell of an experience. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you this last piece before we take off, everybody. Yeah, I'll be definitely thinking about you and your family tonight, Leslie.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
sure. So sorry. this is what was being talked about earlier in Clarksville. God bless you both, all of you. See something, say something. Do y'all ever sleep? Yes, we do, and we're going to be here soon. Just give it a minute here. All right, guys. One dead, another in critical condition after domestic-related shooting in Clarksville. Good Jesus. Is this... No, that's not it. Clarksville police responded to shooting around 1942 Timberland Way just before 9 a.m. on Thursday. Police currently have a perimeter set, and they said it appears to be a domestic-related situation. Officials say there is a non-threat. Oh, I thought there was more to it than that. Okay, well, I guess we'll probably end up looking at more about it tomorrow then, because there's nothing more than that. But thank you very much, Leslie. I appreciate that. All right, folks. Again, thank you guys for joining us. No, that's it, Leslie. It didn't have that much stuff in it. But thank you guys for joining me, Mom. I appreciate it very much. Hold on a minute.
I miss you during the day, so I look forward to our nights.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're up on the weekends, though, right?
Yes.
I thought you were in here during the day one time with us. Yeah, he lives in Clarksville. See something, right?
If it's a holiday, then what I do for a living, I don't work holidays.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we will be here tomorrow again, same times. Yes, we'll do that here again shortly, I promise. The music stream. So
that was a lot of fun, even though old man was singing along.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a good old time. It gives you guys some decompression time and the ability to walk away from what we look at every day.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps, that's for sure.
All right. Good night, y'all. Good night, Dago.
Have a great night, Mom. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys on the flip side.
Sounds good. Have a great night. Everybody else, thank you guys so much for joining me. Anybody that donated to the channel, you guys are absolutely amazing. Miss Leslie, thank you for that super sticker. As I said that, God bless. I appreciate that so very much. Moderators that are still here, guys, you guys are the real ones. I appreciate you very much for hanging with us all night and so late. And all you guys that are in here, all you night owls, please try to get some sleep. I appreciate you all very much for supporting the channel and for being here with us. You guys are amazing, guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Don't change a thing about yourselves. You guys are amazing. And I will see you all very soon, folks. Good night and God bless. I said soon, not tomorrow. No, Aiden, I said soon, not tomorrow.